So here we are, 2020. My good brethren, does everybody know how we get to explore the glorious days of hoes, why we get to play Shinobi Striker, why we get to have anime games from Drip, why we get to express ourselves more intellectual instead of being just a society like we used to? Well, let me tell you, that's the catch-22 of COVID. We have all this intellectual shit. We're living with sky-high 24/7, like how I used to live with my brother 24/7. Everything makes sense now. Nobody's cursing dumb shit. Literally, everybody's hip, and like we're all having a good sport mentality on here. But how did this all come about? And I feel like literally we couldn't support this because there was two sides of the field. You can't watch Naruto be a gangster at the same time because it's actually forbidden if you do bang to have childish tendencies. Like like in order to keep their illusion up, So like literally, but also like really, we can't have really the advanced thinking because gangsters teach you how like literally cheat. They teach you how to be selective with your words instead of actually have a big vocabulary. Like they make you how to be a card artist. They teach you how to have the charisma I have now without working hard for it. So you don't know the ins and outs. You just have like literally you have a gag that you work with, and like you are that gag. And the whole point is somebody playing himself. He's one-dimensional, but he's very elaborate because he's putting himself for a whole bunch of people support his fashion society. Like you play a sport, gangsters the same way. A whole lot of people support being gangsters. That's like a whole bunch of people support playing a sport. It just guaranteed resources. And the whole point of this is that what if there are people like me who are in love with fan art, who want like to always be this way, to where anime was irregular, but anime is irregular, but for people to recognize what anime is instead of them jumping to conclusions it's just a cartoon. We live in those days, 2021, Robert from Teen Titans Go, but no. It's more than that. It's way deeper than that. But if you want him to star in this video, I guess he can make an appearance. If you don't know the history about people who make MEPs, we don't know what MEPs are. Those are advanced AMV makers who have multiple people help on one project. So I was always wondering, why are the rock AMVs so better than my AMVs when I do try and make it rock, and why is there so many more special effects than rap AMVs? And I realized it's because they use templates, they use a whole bunch of other shit that I'm not aware of. And like they know a whole lot about like really fucking film editing, multiple layers, multiple projects, multiple rendering and shit. That is a very vigorous process. I can make an MEP if I take like 2 days, like make fucking none of my clips, and then I have to make fucking a third fucking day to like fucking edit. I have to make the special effects 2 days in a row, and then literally I have to edit it the third day. That's how literally that's what they work. But I heard they use templates and shit, but imagine going all out and making AMVs really spontaneous, having the pictures moving like really with freaking motion graphics and design, like really freaking. There's a video for every fucking hole in a city, like a building. You know how they have squares in a building? There's a different video for every square in a building. They were doing shit like that, like really fucking like 2 fucking still frames and islands and shit. They were doing a whole lot of other shit, but they weren't getting so praisable. And I thought about, I never went all out in making that MEP, and I never went all out and being a gangster. Like literally, I've stole in order to get attention, or like literally to like drop on weed, but I've never actually went all that. I never joined the gang. I never went all out on both like I did, but I had a whole lot of personal stuff. Like I had Storm to keep me content. I had my love for Dragon Ball. I love Japanese music, so they were calling me a weeb of no purpose when I was growing up, because fan art and all that stuff really putting really so much intellectual shit, but putting myself in a position where society will never back up my statement. This is weird. Fan shipping, oh, you're indoors all day. Everybody who watches anime is autistic, like really this and that. Really, the stereotype was too strong, but in actuality, the demographic of anime is actually more mature, like in America, how it's so detailed and shit. So like really, what happened was really, I never went into depth with both, so they kind of called me a dark internet guy. He's like, man, we have to fuck him up, so he actually has to resort to a dark internet. That was their plan the whole time. But check it, back in the day when it used to be YouTube poops, like if you know what YouTube poops are, they're editing, they would censor SpongeBob, like really, they'll fucking they're edited like hello, and like they'll make a fucking censor sound and makes them say fuckers, but he literally just said hello customers, hello fuckers. Like they do shit like that all the time. Literally, I was watching shit like that in 7th grade. Peter was showing me that shit. Like literally, sometimes literally, somebody would be rolling on the floor, and then they'll speed it up, and then they'll literally just slow it down. That shit was hella funny. They do a whole lot of but that is really random. And when you're really trying to be social, you have to pay attention to body language, the situation, and body language. Like literally, where this is going. Like literally, you have to analyze a lot of stuff when you're social. It takes a lot of time to master because you're in the only world trying to impress people. Like literally. So what is the point of this? Literally, we couldn't be in a world where anime wasn't judged before COVID. So what's the whole point of COVID? Could COVID be a whole fucking government, operation, or for us, like, not really become better citizens or any coin shit like that? Well, was COVID specifically made for like the dark internet users, for us white internet users to literally blend into dark internet users and create a form of gray internet? Like, what if people who made fan art were also a jack of all trades? I've known so many people in the hood. I knew this one black guy with this one light skin, I think she was Blasian with blue hair, who drew Dragon Ball Z back in the group home. This guy named the Art Lord literally ran off with one, literally freaking crazy as fuck, because the Art Lord literally freaking there was this guy, high top, it was a dark guy wearing freaking high top, literally freaking Kyle extended like freaking 5'8", freaking literally crispy high top, literally freaking Asian bitch, literally, and crazy as fuck. It was crazy as fuck. A little short and stocky. So like, literally, what happened was he drew shit like Janimber. Like, he would draw Janimber out some Vans and shit. Like, literally, I was knowing black people who were all about that, but they were fucking far and gone. And those black people really have immature mindsets because it's self-explanatory. When you support a cartoon for so long instead of adapting to your surroundings, it is very self-explanatory where you end up. You end up really believing your own shit. Like, you start expecting things to play out like a cartoon. Like, the good person always wins. That comes with that mentality, but at the same time, literally, there is a moral behind that. The universe rewards that. So how can we have this balance? So what if people who made fan shipping were actually good at dating too? Which is the exact opposite. So like, that's what's happening on today, especially with Dark Game, like Shinobi Striker, a whole lot of people. As you see with the gameplay that we have nowadays, anime is more naked hip than ever. It's natural, it's not forced like it was before. There was a time where anime really was known for like literally being more popular and being more accepted, but it was still considered nerd shit. Like literally freaking, it would be this, but the most popular guy at school would say, hey, I watch Yu Yu Hakusho, and then all the girls would go out with that, but he couldn't continue talking about anime past that. You get what I'm saying? Literally freaking, it was known for that level. It was still known as being nerd shit, but now it's accepted as literally a form of martial arts. Like, people view it just like Bruce Lee now. Like, oh, what the fuck's your problem? It's just like watching fucking Sky High rolls. Like, this is some ghetto shit. Literally, this is me and my friends playing background fucking boogie and shit. Literally, this is some urban shit. This is me getting higher than my friends. This is what Naruto is in actuality. They come to the elite videos. They're always chilling the block. They're fucking around on random missions. We're always going to random places and getting in trouble. That's like Naruto characters and shit. How is this shit too far off from reality? What you actually are cold and what you, but because it's not required, it's required for you not to watch it for games. There are two sides of the field that I've noticed over time about the community. I'm like, and the dark internet exists. The dark internet is you, as I already explained, are people who literally with some cases. So literally, and it was a lot of propaganda. Let me tell you about a story about April. April used to see me do the craziest shit in elementary school. Like literally, she used to always like see me like literally blow spit wads at people. She used to always see me bake action figures together. But the one thing that kept her in check was literally the way I looked, And I got into high school and I was a famous turf dancer, and so that's literally, I'm rocking this new Jerry Curl. I got the tantrum fit and shit. And so I was talking to fucking April and shit, and literally she's like, oh, I remember you and stuff like that. Like literally, she's like, you used to be mental, but she's flirting with me at the same time. It didn't matter because of the way I looked. That's why I got away with slapping her ass and stuff like that. Like, hey, I remember you from all the way back then, and stuff like that. And she said that literally. You would watch me like literally draw Dragon Ball Z characters. I'd be like Vegeta versus Goku. She's like, Eris, why are you drawing? And they would be like, kids, time to turn in your art. So Lily, the Indian daycare teacher with Lily, so you put my art in front of me. She's like, Eris, what is this? And so I'm like, oh, that's nothing. And Steve laughed at me, and when I'm older, I realized, wait, her son plays that game. You know that one time when Pokemon was really getting anime, where it went from really the grain style back to old DBZ to modern 2D graphics, when that one grass Pokemon first got introduced, and I think it was Pokemon Red versus Blue, but it was the one with the kick-ass theme song. That was the same daycare, literally, I started singing that. I didn't even like Pokemon like that. I was strictly freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! But at the same time, literally, I was singing the new Pokemon theme song, so like, you know what, it's kind of interesting. The graphics stepped up, so literally, I'm interested in Pokemon a little bit now. Literally, so I'm gonna watch it. And then I started singing it in daycare, stuff like that. And then literally this Asian kid's like, and then he started singing along with me. Literally, it was crazy. Like literally, and so literally, I'm thinking about, man, the whole time my mom criticized me for being autistic, and then I realized I've been social the whole time. Because we have shit like propaganda that really makes fun of the situation of me and April. But Lily, when we grow up, that's not gonna get in the way of everything else I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? But Lily, that's how Lily, like, for gay members are like trained. They're specifically trained to like ignore that shit and stuff like that. Like Lily, that didn't get in the way of all the other shit that I was doing. That shit was so raw and stuff like that. And that was the same place where Uncle said to me, like, oh, so how can we have your ritual this whole day, Eric? I'm like, Sonny, you know I don't like you like that. He's like, are we in progression? That's why Grandma had to shut him up because he was acting fucking crazy. I'm like, which one you want, Eric? You want Jesse or Stephanie? I used to hate Uncle Jay when he used to do that lately. And like Lily, and then Jesse actually answered him himself. He's like, Lily, she's like, is that your dad? And he's like, I'm his uncle. Even better. Uncle Jay is so full of shit, but still. But the science behind that is like Lily freaking what Jesse viewed it as is he was the only one around and he was the masculine figure, so that can obviously trick someone in terms of mainstream media, but in actuality, you know, he's really being on social, he's not supposed to be influencing me like that. But that's not really, but he covers it up by being Bernie Mac. Like, you gotta understand, like, that's not all appropriate subject, but the stereotype that backs up his statement in society is really how a lot of people get away with a lot of shit. Oh my god, like, you can't test me because there are barriers in society that back up that statement. But what if you actually worked in those barriers? What if you actually were Lori before? What if you actually like were like a fucking gang member that literally dropped out and became a cop? What if you were this and that literally? Ooh. So like, so where is this all going down to? It's going down to this whole theory that Lily. So there's this thing. So we all know the current situation about the pending situation about Nons and the current pending situation about Lily, the movie theaters and like the chaos, and, like Lily. Oh fucking, it's a fucking we don't want scripts like Lily. If it's not gonna be organic, we don't want you like really ripping off him, but we don't want you like making a random script out of nowhere that's fucking bullshit. And we don't want a little piece of something that feels alright, but then Lily give us a whole bunch of bullshit that's like, oh well, some of it had decent drip. No, we don't want that at all. Like Lily, you freaking one of my first girlfriends got in trouble for like freaking watching the Demon Slayer movie too much. I'm telling you, freaking this now. And all they have to, the whole point of the review for Demon Slayer is to let you know that Lily, they had little substance in that movie, but they spread the fuck out of it when it came to visual effects. Do you get it? Literally, if you think about like Heroes Rising had better plot, every fucking anime was better, but how did they do it? They were selective of the visuals and they were selective of the timing, so they made sure that it was literally, the pacing was everything on point, so it gave you what you wanted, it gave you a little bit of this and that, but literally, in actuality, that movie is shit, because literally, fucking look at the Valentine's Day special. What they did was they made something that was visually appealing like the Valentine's Day special, but what they did was they filled up with a bunch of, they made it interesting and they made it visual, they didn't make it have a dull moment and stuff like that. They made it perfect like everything, but there's a major flaw in that, literally. What it is, it's mid-tier substance, like with high-tier visuals, and like literally, it's a really big exaggeration when you think about it. Like literally, freaking the story and everything, literally, and the dialogue and how everything's dragged on and stuff like that. The situation is really corny, but they stretch it out in like, you know, specific moments like that's the crew ranking up. Like literally, the reliability is what really made that movie stand out, and that's cheating. You get what I'm saying? Like literally, that's not bad, but you get what I'm saying. They appeal to you like you visually. That was the whole point of converting anime to the mainstream. That Demon Slayer movie is like literally, my girlfriend like literally got caught up, literally watched that movie too many times in fucking theaters. That shit was in fucking like a month after, like literally it was. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, literally, fucking, it was literally the third fucking month that shit was out. I'm like, what the fuck? It's still playing, like, because my girlfriend were like below. I swear, and fucking, but literally, a whole bunch of people support her statement in society. It's crazy. Like, you don't understand, man. So where's this all coming to? Maybe COVID was on purpose because this needed to happen, because the thought process of getting good at something that has to do with anime isn't the same thought process, because you can become a fake gangster easy. You know why? I was a fake gangster freshman year. I could have been a gang member freshman year. The shit that I was pulling, the fucking formula, fucking, okay, well fucking, I'm part white and part black, so I'm gonna slick my hair back and pretend I'm kind of like Mexican, like literally, I have green eyes and fucking, I already know how to dance, so I'm gonna have this like brand new persona, but it's really fucking a trick I fucking learned. People tell me, people were laughing at me in junior high when we were trying this out of nowhere, because I already ruined my reputation for what they don't know. They had green eyes and fucking curly hair. Oh, he can do something crazy with his hands and shit like that. Oh, he's slightly funny. Oh, and he watches anime. That was my vision fucking freshman year and everything. Oh shit, fucking a cool ass fucking dance and shit. That's why Vicky didn't disagree to the naked eye. But once they got to know me and stuff like that, specifics start to get out. You get what I'm saying? Like, Like, and that's what I'm saying. A gang member is trained to like get stuff at that level, but never master it in and out. Like, literally fucking, like, literally freaking, like, I'll rock something that literally I kept from the thrift store, and it'll look exactly like those designer shit, but literally they'll have one pair of Jordans that literally a black pair of Jordans. Like, there's no colors to my shit, or else niggas still tell them my shit is better than yours because the fucking fabric and the material are actually made of. That's how a critic works. Do you get? But to the naked eye, literally, they can be the coldest fucking shoes you ever know. But you can't rely on quick tricks to get somebody's attention if you're trying to be a master, because the master can do any situation in and out. What the master is supposed to do is when you're trying to trap him in a situation, he can figure his way out. Ooh. What happened, like, literally my freshman year, was the master was actually exposed as a student and shit like that, literally. But that's only because they took it there. Like, literally, if they were to let things play out, like, I had entry pass, but literally I was a good person on top of it. Even though I wasn't skilled in shit like skateboarding, I didn't play sports and stuff like that, I was a good person to relate to. I listen to live music, I listen to like punk rock, I even listen to pop rock. Like, literally freaking Forever the Sickest Kids, you know, I listen to fucking Blink-182, Yellow Card. Nobody would dare fucking literally, oh, we can't talk to him, he listens to Yellow Card and stuff like that. Literally, this absolutely nothing wrong with that, but literally, there's a big stereotype. Literally, they're trying to go like this and that, so you can't damn well mention some 0.1 approaches about literally what fucking anime fans, because they don't know that those are two different sides of society. They don't know by not picking those characters, that's the whole point of being popular with, or the reverse psychology. So where is this all coming to? Why do people don't like that? So let's go into the punk rock era and the punk rock back diligence. We'll go back to the beginning of season 2, fellows. Like, literally figure what happened was this literally the punk rock band Diligence. Why was that made right after junior high? Why I became a turf dancer when You're a Jerk came out? Why did the punk rock band Diligence take over? Because literally, they didn't take over, like, literally, they were really bad, and they really wanted to get with white girls, just like me. Like, so I have two main girls, Lupus Snort and Re Cosplay, who really like contribute to the punk rock, you know, feel. They always rock jeans with holes in them and stuff like that. They're my personals. Like, they got piercings in their mouth, like, literally cool, really punk rock girls that I make ghetto over time. They dance just like me. They do everything that I do over time, and they were heavy anime fans, like, just like me, who are obsessed with fairy tales, who are obsessed with bad shit, being obsessed with A and B's, trying on everything. But they became a jack of all trades over time, because I learned how to gorilla, right? So I learned how to be a hood nigga at a time. I learned how to make beats. I learned how to do this and that. And so what happened is, these people were trying to cop like me for my girls, right? So my girls come over to my house, like, literally every day. We discuss shit like this and that. Like, we listen to my new song and shit like that. We play video games together. We do a whole lot of other shit. Like, literally, we are living literally the life that literally we were supposed to live back then, like, where shit couldn't be drugs. But because we have boundaries in society, what COVID is like, we don't have the benefit of really being able to go to social events, but we have the benefit of, like, us being super relatability. Like, freaking, we're always, like, really chilling, trying to, like, really playing this like an active sport, really playing fair games. Like, we're not doing the same thing over and over again. We're all sharing organic energy. It's a really good thing. And the whole thing about COVID is this: could this possibly be my Lily, not me, but when everybody's thinking like me, you know how I grew up, like, how I can get away with saying, like, the Codename kids like store to this one girl, stuff like that, how I can pull a girl, now I'm a jack of all trades, and this always existed on the dark internet. So the real gritty is, what if this whole government shutdown thing is a really big conspiracy theory? This is a conspiracy theory. Codename Kids Next Door epic foreshadows COVID-19. Because the thought process of mastering anime is more different than the game member learning how to make quick jokes in order to get by. Literally, we ended up creating an advanced society where we're able to think literally on par with a game member with tons of relatability. Game members are known for having relatability. What if we're able to, like, literally, oh, we just copped the soda and this and that, we're about to get high and play video games, stuff like that, we're about to play Storm specifically. It doesn't sound right when you just say video games. And then we're about to get high, we're about to play Storm and stuff like that, so that we're about to start some music right after that, literally this and that. Like, 100% having fun with no criminal activity. Get like that, like, literally, it's crazy as fuck, like, just hanging out in the treehouse because nobody has a job anywhere, right? Literally, and now we're really, and this is one thing I wanted to say, and literally stole so much fucking through Drunken Troy, because he ruined fucking, like, literally social events, because literally, it doesn't matter what the quality is, it's just give us what we want on paper. Getting away with really get specifics, like, literally talking about fucking wrestling when you should be talking about everything. That's specifically to sway the judge. Literally talk about literally dumb shit like fucking hamburgers and shit, specifically to fucking persuade the judges. What's better, Toasters, Turtles, or Hot Pockets? Something that you can't disagree with, but something that's super childish and getting by, like, with passes like that. what if Lily, this is that, like, man, if it wasn't for your fucking stupid ass, like, fucking falling back on Smash Brothers and shit, you know Smash Brothers is something you play with your family Stone, me talking shit to Stone through a droid corner from fucking 7, now me and a whole bunch of voice actors or a whole bunch of cosplayers that are really fucking hiding from a fucking gang and stuff like that, that really try to, like, really make sure this operation is cool for Valentine's Day special. We're trying to get Lily Stone to cooperate with us and terrorists and regular Lily. This is one line that I've been saying for so long. It's because of your stupid ass standards is why we're living like my Codename kids like Stone. I was not gonna waste that to the droids. That's behind the scene information. Just let you know that I need to get that out. So like Lily, this is truly really what I've been trying to say the entire time. We really created an anarchy society, but how can we create an anarchy society if we're not connected to our gangs? If we're not connected to like Lily, no, you know, like armed power and stuff like that to enforce like Lily, to protect and enforce territory. Like how can we do this and that? Well, it's basically like we built a foundation of Lily legal work and stuff like that. So Skittles is allowed to create tribulations of like how Nas is happening right now is specifically referencing what's going on today, because it used to be something that was just like what's going on today, and it was called Newgrounds. I don't know, you can look up anything in Newgrounds, and it was so elaborate about the universe and the subjects you were talking about. There were different fast games, like they made Sonic tournament characters, like with different fucking characters, like freaking some Zelda characters would be in a Sonic tournament, but it would be pixel like imagine like Super Mario in a Sonic tournament, but it's an actual storyline that's fan made, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse and shit like that, but on Newgrounds, like literally there was a whole bunch of other shit. There was Stickman, DBZ, literally when they would take the entire time, then they would create new characters out of nowhere, like Red Stick Goku and stuff like that, like Red Goku and stuff like that, literally copy and Dragon Ball Z story, like literally the Stickman version of when Boom turns to an end, the Spirit Bomb version, Stickman style, literally all this literally fucking Mario vs. Sonic 24/7, literally slapping good fucking music from Linkin Park on top of it. You get criticized in high school if you listen to Linkin Park, but you don't listen to heavy metal. It really fucking sucks. Like high school, like it is a game member evaluation, I'm sorry, but now that that's known, freaking COVID is literally, my conspiracy theory is this, I'm not fond of it, but this could be a meaning, the meaning why we had to combine the dark internet and the white internet, because none of them kept going forever, because the dark internet's problem was they had to accept that this is the way of society. So like literally, what me and Ree's problem, like me and Ree, like literally, why we get along so fucking good is because literally we're not disagreeing with anything, it's 100% regretability, and like literally, what you're thinking is what I'm thinking is how we're rolling and stuff like that, and craziest shit is that. So we're in the middle, like we don't commit crimes and stuff like that, but we have the gang member mindset where it comes to having fun, when it comes to being resourceful, we think like a gang member, but when it comes to like getting materials to deal like a normal person, like we're every this and that, and that's why we have nods, like why we have all these fan art, why we have Texas and nods, why fan art like became a thing, like because everything is all making sense now, and like everything is really going back. Like Naruto is like literally the new sports fucking bulletin now. It's not considered corny anymore. Like, oh, we're spinning this. No, nigga, we're talking about Zabuza. Literally, like we're saying that with good delivery now. You get what I'm saying? Literally, everything's natural now, so it's not forced corny shit, but it's also a lifestyle to choose. You get what I'm saying? Like, literally, anime is not awkward anymore. It's now anime is known as something that you have to have a higher understanding for. Like you gotta be crisp, you gotta be OG, you gotta be, you know, really fucking calm and cool and sweet like tea. You get what I'm saying? So Lily, this is my conspiracy theory. The Codename Kids Next Door was epic for shattering for Lily, because this is like a primitive world where it comes like Lily childish, and adults will really admit that they've done some childish shit to their kids. So Lily, this is my cartoon conspiracy theory. Codename Kids Next Door, epic for shadows COVID-19.